If you guys been watching me for a while, you already know that I am a Toproll arm wrestler. Obviously, I am working on my inside game, and I am working on becoming better with like the hook and the press, but for me, that just takes a lot more time. Right? And at the same time, I've been really dialing in on my Toproll. So you'll get to see some of that today and how I've applied it with different weight classes and of people with different experiences, right? So today I've pulled pretty much across the board. Starting with people that are 190 all the way to about 250. And my current weight at the moment is 170, and I'm trying to work up a few extra pounds, get into maybe 178 max, and then slim down to 176 when I go into competition after New Year. So it's kind of what we're doing. And as we go through these matches, I'll just talk a bit about what I thought at the time, how I felt, and watching it back now, how I feel about it.
Follow your strongest fuck arm back in the States.
Since the last time? It must be the ground, man.
What?
It's uneven because he's looking
Yeah,
taller.
it is all the whole ground.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's just like
The freaking skunks up all that.
What is it, better, right?
Yeah, something.
I always start out neutral, right?
Yeah.
Think about what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was getting taxed for that. I was getting taxed like $250 a ounce for like really good stuff. I mean like train wreck and like stuff like that.
Yeah, good setup.
I was like, I typically back in when I quit for 2 years. Really? Yeah, that's why I said this way. From the disco. Yeah. From the disco. Oh, I took a shit and the guy just said like a little boy with
Dude's funny as shit. He's like a whole different level of comedian, dude.
Because it'll be a big difference.
All right, so for this first pull, this is with my buddy Michael. He actually came from out of town to come visit and, pull some of the Illinois arm wrestlers. So Michael, thank you so much for coming down and, experiencing, everything that we have to offer. So I'm glad it was a good turnaround, right? So going up against Michael, right? So I'm 170 pounds, and Michael just naturally stays at around 190. But he is a 176 competitor. He slims down a bit. So during the matches, this is going to be my first match. I'm very fresh, so I feel much more confident. Everything, my chain is intact, right? But during the pulls, I did notice a few mistakes on my part, right? So when I am getting the pin on Michael, I'm mainly targeting his wrist or his maybe pronation or kind of like side pressure. But as a Toproll, the goal is to also target the fingers as well. And I think out of all the pins I was able to get during those matches, maybe there's one or two where I'm actually rolling the fingers back. So kind of side note, I need to figure out, get more comfortable and just try to attack those fingers rather than just the wrist.
Be a little more, because my pronation just a little more. That catch, that's exact catch you have at States too.
Except I was stupid. I finised. I was like this. I'm like no time to think.
But it's the
about
catch that's important, yeah.
That's a little right. No, you get you some cool stuff after the right. This I discovered this last week. It was like mind blowing. It's okay. It's cool. I'm in the office from morning to night. See how I'm pushing with my thumb?
It works for Smart Circle.
Okay, so
Smart Circle is like it's used as one of those huge multimedia, multi-tier firms. So like, they try to tell you something like that.
So what do you want to work on?
I want to try if you can keep it flat wrist. I want to see if there's a difference in the hip between flat wrist and what is it called when you cup in.
Okay. So you.
I can take the watch off. You want me to take it off?
Yeah. My style changes for flat wrist. So.
All right.
And like okay.
Feel much stronger for sure.
Okay, I'll let you get good. Alright, there you go.
It's funny, like, I don't know if you watch, but like, there you go. Like, you're nobody. I know him. It's not I'm not trying to act like I wanted to feel like, how long have you been doing this? 3-4 years?
I can access my pronator with a flat wrist.
I don't want to do that.
Let me try lower.
Yep.
When I give it up there and I'm with him, and I just continue him, I'm just going to work on this. I don't work before filming that shit. I thought I'm a fucking pussy, bro. You know what I mean? Only done though.
Yeah, you're very good at getting people over to your A side, like to your side of the back of the pad. If you want to do the same thing on right, just because this one I'm a little more careful with. Yeah. That's if you want to do just defense and then.
I will do reverse Toproll, or do you want me flat wrist?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Just wait for stagnance before hitting, just because I don't want it to.
I'm just gonna try to pull that way.
Yep, perfect. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, nice. I want some pronator. Okay.
You post hard on your right elbow. You float that a lot.
I depends on the situation.
A little more.
Alright.
Just a little more, my thought.
Give me that thumb, motherfucker.
That was a good press. Are you what's your go-to?
My right press.
You're from Michigan?
Yep. Michael.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, so for my next match, I'm going up against my buddy Alex. He's actually one of the top pullers in the state for 176. He's currently weighing in at about 192, and his style is closer towards to be like hook and side pressure and a lot of just going sideways. So some of his advantages, right? So he has a really big hand, thick hand, thick fingers, very strong hand. When I start, even in the grip, he loads up a lot, and if I'm not reciprocating that, I lose a lot of my gripping ability, and I lose even my pronation as well, because I naturally my mind prioritizes grip, right? I want to feel comfortable, I want to be able to grab something so I can, attempt to pin you. But I'm trying to start changing my way of thinking into prioritizing pronation more rather than grip, because I think if the match starts, I can eventually find a grip since our hands are going to be smashed together more. So I think for my next, attempt versus him, if you guys watched towards the end, I did catch him a bit in the strap with my bicep. I got a stop there. So I know that maybe the gap isn't as wide as it might seem. I just got to work on my chain. Everything gets worked out. Work on my hand a little bit. And try to go for his fingers rather than trying to go for his wrist, because his wrist and pronation are just really, really strong.
Oh yeah, grilled burgers are the best, man. Okay. Surely. They go in November. Is it summer? They don't know.
Ready, go.
So people do it for like a business, like so like resell.
Oh, I don't know. The main business is people that prosper. People like a butcher.
That was good.
That was better last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what you're killing. This is yeah. Right.
It is more that makes sense.
Because at the back of the pad, I'm actually more comfortable with your elbow there because I like putting down pressure. As soon as you bring it up, that's anti-down pressure is up pressure.
Koreans were some of like the best archers.
Oh yeah.
That's my pride speaking, but yeah.
That's alright. Yeah. In fact, I think that they do well this past.
There you go. That's exactly it right there. Yeah. You Yep. Work. You see? Yep. That's it.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Left's not gonna be good, but we can do something.
Well,
I broke my ear.
from Michigan, I can go back a little bit. Well, certainly by the time I came around, I mean, it was a culture.
That's not your left side.
What generation are you?
You're lefty?
I guess they're.
You're not left.
My grandparents were born there.
So by this point, guys, I'm starting to get a bit tired, and my technical ability is starting to break down a bit, right? I still don't have the arm wrestling endurance, you know, kind of like how, you know, some of these guys can arm wrestle for hours and hours. That's still kind of in development, and at this point, I've started to lose my speed and my twitch. So brachialis has been significantly diminished through fatigue. And I'm not able to hold losing position and try to reverse out of it. I can kind of hold it and make him struggle for a bit, but you know, he's going to get the win. If I'm able to get the initial surge and get his arm passed to my side, even like about 1 inch, then, you know, victory is almost certain at that point. There were some occasional, like kind of like weird side pressure things I was doing, and this is just, you know, bad habit or just my body's reaction to being tired, so I'm just kind of utilizing the muscles differently. So everything's honestly past this point is just breakdown in technique and using whatever, you know, remainder of my arm is left.
She got fucked up the most on the foundation. Only enough foot, you have to be able to. Yeah, because it's essentially I can rotate my forearm person's wrist. Damn, I can try. I can get into that. Yeah, you'll see. You'll know.
I have strong
wrist.
I believe so. My work.
Really? I don't know if I believe you.
No.
Yeah, really? All right, get in. Yeah, and I'll try to roll.
No, not roll through, but like.
No, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it's a way different. Side pressure, but not the rotation.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
Yeah.
I'm really there.
Alex, you're feeling strong there,
Nice.
Why is it like that? It's like one day.
Tight, and I feel like I just got to pop it. Ready? Yeah, it's really bad. I know my chest are super tight, my shoulders are weak. It's all a thing.
Put your hands in the air.
All the way up. Ready?
As high as you can.
Is this as high as you can go? You already feel tight here.
Yeah, really tight.
Okay, so your shoulders are.
Let me get a pepper in my nose.
What's up, big dog? Look at your fucking paws, bro. You're like goddamn Great Dane.
Rice feeling good.
It's like you do this and you
Pull Josh yet? Joshy.
Yeah.
You got a high pose. You got a high rise that you start with.
Follow him there.
Your hand's stronger. Following this.
Not my left. My left wrist is a little weak sauce right now. It's not that fucking beef bulgogi anymore. That. There she is. She feels good right there, boy.
I can only do one hit or two, and then I'm like half weak after that.
That was a good pump right there.
I'm ready for another right.
But we'll come back to it.
You can feel it right there at the wrist. Right there. Just right there.
Once you do that, I have a hard time getting you if I don't get it to right here. Thank you very much.
All right, so for this last pull, I was going up against someone that had a kind of like a hook side pressure press style, right? Typically, press is my kryptonite. I'm still figuring out how to escape those and counteract them, especially from a losing reverse top roll position. So initially, I was able to get a few pins in, right? So I was targeting his brachialis, and his arm would separate, his wrist would come down as well, right? And then he switched over. He put his shoulder forward, he started pressing, and at this point, my shoulder and my rotators, everything that was left was just pretty much gone, wasted in practice, right? And he was getting some really easy pins in. He was getting my pronator. There was not, as far as technique goes, it went out the door on my end. This is just the very end of how practice is, right? So this is kind of my indicator that it's time for me to just, be done for the day. Because everything after this point is just going to cause significant pain to the arms for the next week, right? And part of, being successful in this is knowing when to stop when you're done with your pulls so that you can recover in time for your next training. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.
You're not just taking it.
No, I'm not just whenever I feel like when I first started,
Yeah, that was good.
it was like